include a lot of stuff on the floor. So we're gonna kind of go over what we learned yesterday in our video with breathing and with stabilizing through our intra-abdominal pressure as we expand our hands out to the side and try to fill our whole belly full of air as we press our diaphragm down, keeping our ribs over our hips. So I know that's very backwards from what you're used to hearing about sucking it in and bracing through the core. That's very opposite. I used to coach the same thing, and new research and training now shows that we were actually coaching the wrong thing. So I want to make sure and be the first to let you guys know that that is not correct, and they're showing much more improvement with low back pain, cervical pain, upper back tightness, and a lot of other issues related to the tightness in those areas by learning to breathe in this much more effective manner, which is pressing the diaphragm down and expanding the air through our lower abs and out to the sides. So we're going to practice that in our movements today. The first thing we're going to do is on the floor, on your back. You're going to be in the same position I was in the video, where you lie flat, you put your hands on your waist here. I've got part of my hands on my ribs and part of my hands around the squishy part of my stomach. I'm going to inhale as I expand my hands out to the side. And you should feel your hands separate as your ribs separate. And then inhale, exhale. You're going to do that for 5 breaths. As you do that, you should feel your pelvis come under and your low back press into the floor. So again, you'll do that for 5 breaths. Then the next position we're going to go is 0 to 3 months, where you're going to bring your arms up. I'm going to keep my hands on my stomach here. I'm going to inhale, spreading my ribs and my lower hands apart. As I do that, I'm going to really try to push my low back into the floor with my air, with my abdominal pressure. And I'm going to try to drop 1 foot towards the floor as I maintain that pressure of my low back down on the floor. So you can even try to slide your hands under there and see if your low back is coming up off the floor. If you get to here and this happens, then don't go any lower than that. Bring your foot back up. Only go as low as you can that you can maintain pressure in the low back onto the floor. Now while you're doing that, try to relax through your upper back and shoulders. We don't want to be tense, or we don't want to look like this. Everything should be relaxed from here up, and we should consistently be bracing only through our breath and our lower abs as we drop 1 foot to the floor. So you're going to do that for 10 reps, 5 on each leg. Then from there, you're going to go into the same exact position with our core again. You're going to notice the consistency here. Inhale, press the low back to the floor, get the ribs and the hips in alignment. We're going to do a glute bridge. So I want you to abdominally pressurize your fingers. You're going to lift your hips up, and you're going to try to keep the pelvis neutral as you come back down and up. So you're going to notice you may not go as high as you're used to going as you're trying to stabilize your neutral lumbar spine. So this is what it should look like. This is what we don't want. Can you see the difference? My low back is all arched out, all the tension's up here in my neck. Instead, we want to inhale, press the low back into the floor, maintain that position as we lift our hips and keep our shoulders and neck relaxed. So you might not go as high with your hips, but I want you to do 10 of those as well. Then we're going to roll over onto all fours. We're going to work on stabilizing our core in a prone position now. Instead of on our backs, now we're going to go this way. So again, we want to relax the shoulders. We want to put pressure on this part of our fingers on the mat, and we want to rotate our elbows out over the pointer finger. We don't want them locked out. We want them relaxed and soft, but we want our elbows turned towards our pointer finger as we put pressure between our thumb and our forefinger. Next, we're going to practice our breathing. Bring the pelvis under, and we're going to stabilize through 1, 2, 3, 4 points on the floor. And what I want you to do is practice lifting one hand, the other hand. We're going to go in a circle. 1 foot, the other foot. So you're going to go in a circle, lifting each individual hand or foot 5 times each direction. But what I want you to focus on doing is not allowing your body to shift more than 1 inch per side. So what I don't want to look like is this. See how I'm shifting all my weight? What I want to think about doing is stabilizing my hips, my abdominals, and my shoulders square to the floor and not losing that stability as I go around in a circle. 2, 3, 4. There's 1. Here's 2. Start again. 3. So I'm going to go 5 times this direction, then I'm going to go 5 times the other direction for that position. Then the next one we're going to do is up. So you're going to bring your toes underneath you. You're going to rotate your elbows over the pointer finger, put pressure between your thumb and your pointer finger, and we're going to work on lifting our knees up and back down, trying not to lose that pressure. Up, we want our knees at about 90 to the floor and back to the floor. Again, try to relax the shoulders and the neck. Everything should be pressurized through the belly. Lift, back down. Good, you're gonna do that 10 times as well. Now the next thing we're gonna do is bird dog. So just like I coached you trying not to shift here, now we're gonna do opposite arm, opposite leg, trying not to shift. So relax the feet again. Intra-abdominal pressure through the low abs. Relax the shoulders and neck, keep the neck elongated, and we're gonna reach arm, back down, other arm, other leg, back down. Trying to stabilize and not shift back and forth as we do. So common things that are gonna happen is here or here, and I lose my lumbar spine and my neck, or you're not even going to be able to get into that position. If that's the case, then I want you to stay here with these circles. Keep doing those for another set of 5 each.